So yeah, I guess first drew me to the district and DCR was seeing these processes implemented on other farms, and that brought me to do my own online research and learned a lot about it, watched a lot of videos. When I was in college at the time, so I wanted to establish something to come home to.
The unique thing about Pohick Farm is that, it's the headwaters to Mitchell's Run, which then flows into Goose Creek and then flows into the Potomac River and then ultimately the Chesapeake Bay. And so one of the reasons we do, these practices is you're getting the benefit of rotational grazing and an alternative water system. But, we're getting the exclusion of the cattle in those riparian areas, and that allows the banks to kind of heal. And ultimately we're improving water quality.
And that's one of the biggest things I've seen is the stream banks, how they were so eroded and cattle going down them into the streams. It was a big mud hole. You got all this bacteria and pathogens being implemented into it through the manure. But by fencing off the streams, we're taking that out of it. We're keeping the cattle out of the water and the mud. That's drastically reducing foot rot and other diseases that we've dealt with in the past, which thrive in that environment. Also, just having that clean, easy, accessible water through the troughs. It's a lot easier to get the cattle, move them from field to field. A lot easier on me and the cattle.
You also have, recently expanded and then moved to another, operate another farm, in the county too. Are you hoping to do some of those practices there?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm further learning more and more on each practice too. Which ways work best. Glad you're working with me too, helping establish
I
these.
learn.
So.
If we both, it's a learning process for both of us. And I think when you stop learning, maybe it's time to do something different.
That's right.
But yeah,
absolutely.
I can't tell you how much I've picked up over the years working with farmers, and just, each time you refine the process a little bit, because, at the end of the day, if it doesn't work for you, when the district has gone home, it doesn't work and you're not going to use it.
These are things that wouldn't be possible without, John Marshall's Soil and Water. A lot of farmers can't fund this. It would not have been feasible for me. I couldn't have done it by myself. I could not have come up with that, upfront cost, bury the water lines, install the troughs, build the fence. Without John Marshall and the cost programs, this wouldn't be useful to farmers. So very grateful for that. I'm a first-generation farmer. And, by implementing these practices, I want to make sure this is around for, my kids, my grandkids, future generations to continue to farm here. So this is just sustaining the farms for futures to come.